Hey there, you, me, and DC fans, and welcome if you are new. I am the stepson of Krypton.
And I am Mantis.
And today we're doing a quick video on some recent articles that have been popping up. The Arrowverse seemingly just does not want to end, which we know Superman and Lois season 4 is still going on. So it's not technically come to an end yet. But there's been some talks, a lot of people curious about what is going to happen with the Flash character now that Grant Gustin has done playing. So, Mantis, I don't want to waste any more time. Let's just jump right into the video.
Feels like I'm running at an incredible rate. Not as fast as
what I have to put up
Flash.
with, guys? Yeah. Do you see what I have to put up with, guys?
This is
You are not the Flash. I'll put some speed lines behind you. That's better. So,
Okay.
got. All right, guys. So recently there's been an outpouring from a lot of fans of the CW, the Arrowverse is Flash Grant Gustin, who did play Flash for 9 seasons. So that's a pretty good run as Flash, that want to see him come over to the DCU. Now, we know that in the DCEU, during the Crisis on Infinite Earths, we did see the movie, the actual movie Flash Ezra Miller, cross over to the Flash for a very brief little scene there.
Oh, do you want a selfie, bro?
No,
I'm sorry.
I don't. We're not. No, I'm also the Flash.
You're also the what?
The Flash.
And a lot of people thought maybe we would get to see Grant Gustin play Flash in the DCU. However, like the rest of the multiverse at the end of that episode, that went away. That universe was disintegrated, and now we have the DCU. Now, the one benefit to this is we never saw Grant Gustin in the DCEU. We just saw Ezra Miller running away from his legal troubles.
Yeah.
So
really fast,
we do have a chance to, we could bring Grant Gustin into the DCU and it not be weird because the Arrowverse was technically never ever tied into the DCEU. Mantis, what are your thoughts? Have you watched any of the Flash or all of the Flash?
Yeah, I've watched the Flash. Yeah, and I enjoy Grant Gustin's. You know what it is?
Did you call him
Gustafson, right?
Gustin.
What? Gustafson's
Give him
grumpy old
get him
man.
like his German sounding name or something. Adding all these extra fucking vowels
it's grumpy old man is for some reason Gustafson's their name. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'll just call him GG. Okay, look, GG definitely I think should have a shot at it. Like, okay, he's played the character for 9 years. He knows him inside and out, right? And I've watched several seasons of The Flash. It's a good show for being a CW show. Okay, let's just look for being CW, because the thing is, it's in later CW, or I should say, it was in like that middle ground of CW where it was it's hit or miss. You could have a good season or a completely bad, and then it just went really bad. But I think he did a pretty good job as the character. Again, we've not really seen too many actors play that character, which, quite frankly, it's actually funny because in his dad in that series is actually the guy that played the Flash in the older TV series, right? Like,
yes,
yeah. So, I mean, it's weird that you'd have both in that. Thor, really? Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Thor decided weird too.
He does. He's got his fuck pig he's trying to mess around with now.
He's chiming in. He agrees. It's weird.
But yes, I do think GG would be good.
Just call him Grant. It's so weird saying GG. Just call him Grant.
I like GG. Anyway, yeah, Grant. I think he would play the character pretty well. Again, because he's played for 9 years. He knows the character. It's not like he'd have to learn the backstory or how to play him. Even if he played literally how he played the role in the TV series and did the exact same thing in the DCU, it would probably work just as well. And quite frankly, it would be weird if he tried to change the character to something else if he got the role. With that being said, I think you should at least get a read. If James Gunn's not looking at him, then he's doing it's almost malpractice. I believe. Like, you have to look at him. So, yeah.
Okay, well, I believe that only applies to like medical stuff. I could be wrong on that. Sure, but here's the thing: like, I like certain seasons of the Flash. The show overall, it's decent. My biggest problems with the show aren't him, right?
Exactly.
Some of the writing and some of the dialogue they give him, yeah, it's kind of shit in some seasons. But again, it's not him. He acts it well. I don't like Iris. I don't think they have any They don't have any on-screen chemistry.
I would agree
Like
with that.
every other girl that even Caitlin Snow, who plays Killer Frost, Caitlin in there, they have great chemistry. Every other girl in the show has better chemistry with him than
I didn't want to get us canceled, but I'm just like,
than Candace. Patton,
yeah,
that's her name.
And nothing against her. It just didn't. It felt forced. I don't know how else to explain it.
Right. I don't like her character, not the actress playing. I don't like how they write her character. Right. I don't like it. I don't think the relationship doesn't work. It doesn't seem well. And the other thing I have a big problem with is I don't like. And Arrow started going this route, and that's when the seasons kind of went off the rails too. I don't like that. Like, I'm watching the Green Arrow or I'm watching Flash. I don't like that every single fucking person on there has powers, and it's like this whole everyone has their teams of 20 fucking people in this series, and everybody has powers and all this stuff. I'm like, I want to watch just the Flash.
Everyone knows who they are
on the computer, but yeah, like. Everybody getting powers because everybody ends up developing powers. And I don't like that. Right. As far as for a character though, it would be interesting because, Grant Gustin, I think he's been in a couple of little like TV movies. I know the two biggest things people know him for are from The Flash and Glee, even though I think he was only in like 7 fucking episodes of Glee, but that's where people knew him from. Right. That's probably the biggest thing. So, it's a completely different animal going from a CW show to a multi $100 million movie that's also being that's connected to this larger universe and franchise that you're trying to start. I don't know if I think his acting would hold up. I feel like again he deserves a shot to see, right? Like again, you're gonna do screen tests, you're gonna do like
readings and
readings and I was thinking auditions. I keep wanting to say try out something. You're gonna do auditions and seeing if he works. I feel like he deserves the shot.
I agree.
And then because he was so young when he first took the role. Now he is coming to like he's in his 30s. That's a good age. That's still young enough to play the character for the next 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a Flash that people are established with, right? So it gives you a little sense of some continuity in an ever-changing universe that, hey, again, he wasn't really tied to the DCEU, but he is something familiar for you to kind of, for maybe, again, we talked about, it's different for diehard fans like us versus when you're trying to bring in the masses that maybe only know him from The Flash and some of the CW shows, right? Because that's not necessarily your target audience, but that's going to be a big chunk of what's going to help get you, your $1 billion franchise that you want. Obviously,
it helps. I mean, it can't hurt unless it was bad, right? That's just my opinion with it. And again, like you mentioned, it's not the same acting style I would say too. Plus, he's not interacting with the same type of characters. The type of characters that are on a sitcom or a TV show are not the same type of characters that you would have in the movie. This is, it's why I technically don't like crossovers. This wouldn't be a crossover. Like, it would be kind of the same character to an extent, but again, I think he played the character so well in the series that it would probably work okay. I think he, like you, I think he should get a shot at it at the very least. He should get, James Gunn should call him in and read some of the script, see how he looks in the suit, get him at least that far, see what happens. You never know. And maybe he can change the way he would act and it wouldn't matter. I mean, it's always that do you want him to be the exact same character? Do you want him to be literally pick him up and drop him in, or change it up and he's someone else? And would that cause
No, go ahead. You can say the word confusion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, would that cause confusion with the audience? So,
I think because, okay, you take the 9 years he's played him. Now, obviously in TV series, they let you know it's 9 years because they always, and Arrowverse is really good about making jokes about, oh, this is happening, must be May, that they go on their summer breaks and stuff like that. So you kind of know, but you don't, like a lot of them don't necessarily say, oh, it's been 9 years. They just say it's been years or whatever. But, you kind of have the hint of it, right? So if you're going to play him a little bit older, well, yeah, that's all of his past. Because I would like to see him a little more grown up. Because the last, I haven't seen like the last season, maybe 2 seasons of Flash, because it kind of was going off the rails for me. But he just always is a whiny bitch. Like it's always, I'm not fast enough, and then they're like, run, Barry, run, and all this other shit. I'm like, every fucking episode it starts out, I'm the fastest man alive, and then you get 5 minutes into the episode, I'm a slow bitch, I can't fucking make it, and somehow some random guy, because I got, distracted by a noise behind me, and as soon as I turn around, he is gone out of sight, and me with my super speed that can slow time to basically a crawl, I can't find them. They're gone.
Impossible.
So I would like to move away from that, see him a little more grown up, right? Dealing in more adult situations and not just a whiny bitch about things. And really, like, you got to give him a different Iris West. I'm just not like the way they wrote the character. If you're going to do Iris West at all, which I'm sure you're going to, the way they wrote Candace Patton's character was just, I just think, again, nothing on the actress playing her. Sure. I just think the writing for her is shit.
Yeah. And
it's a CW relationship, and it's just because even with Oliver and Felicity, I know people have the Olicity, all like stupid shit. I didn't like their relationship, right? I thought it took away from the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Like,
I'm gonna take shit for that one.
Probably that's fine though. I mean, again, we've always had our opinions here, whether they're canon or not. I will say I kind of agree with you. It felt like when I was watching that he had more chemistry with what's her name, the actress that plays the chick that turns evil, that turns Killer Frost.
Caitlin, I'm trying to think of what her actual name is.
You know who I'm talking about. I think she did, or he
Danielle Panabaker or something like that.
Panabaker sounds right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You know who we're talking about. He did seem like he had more chemistry with her, which is unfortunate. And again, it's a weird thing. We talk about this all the time about, do we mix TV shows with movies, and do we draw the line there? When the Marvel or MCU did it, I didn't particularly care for it. I didn't like when they brought in fucking what's his name? Fucking old eye patch fuckhead. Motherfucker, his fucking every movie. Nick Fury. I didn't like him when he brought him into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I didn't particularly care for that. Or what's her name at the in that series as well. They brought her in as well. There was someone else that in that series, or maybe it was vice versa. Maybe they took her from the series. Yes.
Lady Sif.
Yes. I
love what I get to work with here. He's like that one chick from I have to decipher what he's talking about.
He's so good at it too. He knows me. But I didn't particularly care the way they did it in there, and that's my fear is if they, and this is not the same thing. I'm just saying it's mixing movies with television, and I don't know particularly how I like the idea of it. However, my final thoughts on this, Grant should definitely get a good shot at it. He knows the character. He's acted the character for a long time. Yeah, I just think that, to me, quite frankly, that's enough that he should get a shot. So
I agree. And real quick, because I wanted to add this in, and we were talking about Green Arrow just a little bit ago. So, we talk about obviously more coming up with the Arrowverse. Stephen Amell has recently, I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe it was a podcast though, but he had mentioned when he was doing an interview about what he thought about, and if you've watched the last couple of videos that will be releasing before this one, we talk about the Peacemaker series and them carrying over to the DCU. Well, if you remember, Mantis does not, because he has not watched the whole series yet of Peacemaker, and we don't care to spoil things for him. He's had enough time. He just chooses not to. But Peacemaker makes jokes about Batman, Superman, Aquaman obviously is the biggest one that he makes fun of in there, but he does make fun of Green Arrow. I believe it's in the last episode. He does make fun of Green Arrow.
Like Green Arrow?
No, not like Green Arrow. That dude goes to brony conventions dressed in the back half of Twilight Sparkle with a 4-inch wide butthole drilled in the costume.
And Stephen Amell, his voice said he didn't fucking care for it, was the exact words used. And now there was an article that said he is suing over it. However, when you dive into the article, there's not anything in there that says he's suing. So I think it was a clickbaity title. Mm-hmm. And you know how we feel about it. We don't bring in that. We'll tell you, like I said before, this is just what we read. We're not saying it's true. This is there because we don't like clickbait shit. Never try to do that on there. But that's what it said. I don't think he's going that far. But it
seemed like he was upset though. Maybe not.
Yeah, it seemed like he was upset. I didn't like that because, it's a joke, and also there's no Peacemaker had no ties to the Arrowverse, so he doesn't even know he's talking about his Green Arrow. It's just since he's the only one, other since Justin Hartley, who's played Green Arrow, he kind of took it a little seemingly personally. I can't say it for sure, but it's just the way it was, and I'm like, you let that roll off your back. You got to be a good sport about it because fuck, Jason Momoa was in there, and he's like, go fuck another fish, asshole. And he's like, I'm so fucking sick of that rumor. And he played it, he played it. So I feel like you got to be a good sport, Steven, if he did. Now that's just what the article said. I don't know his personal state of mind and how he felt about it, but
yeah, maybe there's some other maybe there's some other beef that we don't know about too. Who knows? Because if it's strictly based off of that, I kind of agree with you. I'm just like, look, man, it's fucking funny. I don't understand why you're taking it personally. It's really not that big a deal. I don't know.
Peacemaker is a douchebag. He's being a jackass. He's making fun of all of them. All of the Justice League, other than Wonder Woman. He just says she's hot, which we all think Gal Gadot's hot.
It's true.
Yeah, he's not wrong. So hopefully that wasn't the case. That Stephen Amell wasn't hating on in sincerity hating on Peacemaker and John Cena for saying that. Also, I don't know if he came up with the line, but I'm pretty sure it was just written in there. Because there had been talks about whether or not people want to see Green Arrow obviously be in the DCU and who would play it. Could it be Stephen Amell? We've done a video on that.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's not harboring any ill will, because kind of similar to Grant Gustin, I think he should at least get a shot at doing a screen test for the character. But let us know, how do you feel about that? Are you diehard Grant Gustin fans and want to see him come to the Flash? Do I need to watch the last 2 seasons? Do they get better? Because I think it's 8 and 9. I haven't seen. I think it's 9 seasons. I think it's 8 and 9. Now, to be fair, I was spoiled on an episode. I know what happens. One of the episodes that happened in season 9 with Oliver Queen coming back. But do I need to watch it? Am I out of pocket for not watching the last couple seasons because it was kind of getting a little too much for me? Let me know. And I'll watch them. I'll let you know. So, Mantis?
Yeah, let me know if I need to watch. Let me know if I need to watch the fucking Peacemaker season. So
I asked you guys, and he agreed that he would watch it.
I would, but no one said anything.
And said nobody fucking commented on it. So you know what? You guys let me down. That's fine though.
Yeah, and we get thumbs up on the video. If we get what was it? If we get 10 likes, then I'll watch it. Is that what it was? Or 20 likes? I don't even remember. Let's get 10 likes. 10.
We weren't shooting too high there because
I'm bringing it back. We don't have the same amount of subscribers that we had back then that we do now. So, let's just say 10 subscribers, 10 likes. It's easy, guys. Just hit the thumbs up, and I'll watch the damn thing, and we can talk about it. We can do a season review because it's been out forever. We can just talk about it for a couple 10 minutes or so.
And don't abandon me this time, guys, like my dad did when he said he was going out for milk and never came back. Be there for me. Help me out with this.
Deep burn.
All right, guys. If you have made it with us this far and you haven't abandoned me yet, consider giving this video a like. He is going to show you where. Switching up a little bit. Subscribing to the channel so you don't miss any of our insanity, and so that you will get alerted to, if you click the little bell and all the other bullshit they make you do, that if we do get enough likes on this video and people say, hey, yes, Mantis needs to go and watch Peacemaker, that way you'll get notification when we release the video that lets you know, the fuck are you doing?
Doing the Trump dance. Just when you're talking about this, put Trump over me and with the little arm sticking out. It's funny. It's a Trump.
Do you want to get canceled?
We may. Shit, I don't know. We're in fucking propaganda mode here, guys. Everything online is propaganda. I just hit my mic.
You just said the words that probably just all of a sudden will just get deleted off YouTube as soon as that plays. Thanks. So, guys, if you don't see us anymore, the T word.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah.
So if you don't see us anymore on the channel, you know who to blame. He destroyed the channel. So thank you for that. And before we get canceled, we're going to go ahead and wrap it on this episode of You, Me, and DC. So until next time, we'll see you then.
Later.